Mi nombre es Víctor Hugo y tengo 18 años. Bueno, soy del estado de Puebla y ciudad de Tehuacán. Cuando es de lunes a viernes son como a las 5:40. Voy al mercado de Los Ángeles, escojo la fruta y ya cuando es sábado y domingo me levanto un poco más temprano, como a las 4:30, a las 5, igual, más o menos. Y ya de ahí me paso todo el día aquí hasta las 6:30 o a las 7. Fue porque ya no había nadie con quien estar allá, por eso es que yo también decidí venirme por acá. Y no es porque ya no había para que yo estudiara, sino que ya no me gustó estudiar. Y más que nada igual tener yo lo mío.
Street vending was decriminalized in California in 2018. This was intended to protect vendors from criminal charges and give them a path to operate legally. But in many cities and counties, the requirements to get a permit are so complicated and expensive that few vendors ever get them.
Well, the biggest obstacles have always been the permitting process. Even when a vendor wants to get permitted, you're looking at a county health permit, a business license, now a sidewalk vending permit. So when you look at all of the steps needed to be taken, it can be fairly daunting.
I've done it myself before. We hide in the dark to vend because they don't have the health department permits. If they happen to show up in your location where you're vending without the permits, that's where they come in and they give fines to the street vendors, or they dump their food away, and that's what we are always scared of. I had this business around 12 years ago, and this was something that I wanted to do. I decided to start making my tamales and created at Bev's Tamales.
Pues permiso ahorita no tengo por los requisitos que piden. Y como esa vez le había comentado, son varios. Bueno, es lo que antes me decían, que eran varios, y yo pues no he ido a preguntar. O sea, yo personalmente he ido a preguntar qué permisos son o qué ocupa, pero pues no he ido a preguntar.
Victor Hugo says he has been shut down for not having a permit 4 times. When his fruit is confiscated, he loses not only the income from that day, but the capital to buy more fruit for the next day.
De la mañana se perdió y pues sí, se lo llevaron y pues sí perdí, bueno, como esa vez perdí como unos 2,200 por ahí, pero pues sí, pues sí se gana y a veces se pierde, pero como quiera volvimos otra vez a iniciar.
The undercurrent for street vendors is this broader conversation around immigration and what it means to be a citizen, what it means to be a participant in our communities.
A lot of our street vendors are illegal. A lot of them, that's their lifeline. And if they don't have that lifeline no more, not able to provide for their families.
There are some people out there that are like very controversial when it comes to vendors, because they're like, oh, they don't have money, or oh, they're doing this because they have nothing else to do, or they're lazy. And I'm like, no, it's not even that. I'm like, this is a full-time job. I'm like, this is a business. Like, it's a lot of work.
If you go to a restaurant in California, I mean, you can have the assurance that the health department is looking out for your best interest. And that may entail a bunch of inspections that can feel onerous to a restaurant owner, but I think that we can all generally agree, like, it's probably better not to get food poisoning.
A new state bill, SB 972, would make one part of the permitting process easier.
Currently, street food vendors are classified the same way as food trucks. And we want to make sure that street vendors are included in food economies and not barred from it. So that's what 972 is looking to do, is to streamline those processes and make it easier for food vendors to get the health permit, because we want to make sure that they are, within health and safety guidelines, but also not being subjected to the requirements of something like a food truck, which is a much larger operation.
Some vendor advocates are already finding ways to streamline the health permit process. Revolution Carts, developed by entrepreneur Richard Gomez, builds carts that are already approved by the Los Angeles County Health Department, which they sell to vendors.
When he explained to me about the Revolution carts, I immediately told them to sign me up. We're trying to ask different foundations and groups of people, that investors, to see if they can purchase food carts and gift them to the vendors.
They might not want to just serve tamales out of a trunk. They might want to have 1 cart, 2 carts, 10 carts. They might want to have a restaurant or a food truck. And so giving them that first step to be an entrepreneur is one of the things that's really important in this process.
Pero sí, gracias a este trabajo que tengo el día de hoy, me ha ayudado a salir adelante. Y pues más que nada, pues es trabajo y no es como de que ya la noche a la mañana ya lo tuviera, no. Lleva un proceso, lo cual sí me ha costado y mucho, pero como quiera, como dicen que al final las recompensas son grandes.
As soon as, we're good to go, I'm just gonna skyrocket.